Hi, this is Randy Orwin with the Information School at the University of Washington with another tutorial on how to use technology in your classroom. This particular tutorial is going to show us how to take a VoiceThread export file, generally in an MP4 or an MOV format, and pull that file out, put it in Audacity, and take that file and break it into individual audio slides for each slide in Audacity. So the first thing we have to do is actually get that audio file, and this is where you would get that from your VoiceThread page. This is an entirely different tutorial, but this is what that page looks like, and I'm going to be playing with the mobile file, and I've already downloaded that file. So I'm going to open Audacity, and Audacity does have the ability to take MP4 files and MOV files using the FFmpeg plugin and actually open the video file and extract the audio without any effort whatsoever. So that's what we're going to do on this one. So I've opened my Audacity. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to open. And I'm already in the folder while I'm working, so I'm just going to grab this MP4 file and I'm going to say open. And you'll see that the FFmpeg is actually bringing that in, and we can see that it's come in. It looks like it's a pretty hot file because of all the red, but that doesn't matter for this particular instance. So the first thing we want to do is we want to make that file a mono file so that it's a single channel. So I'm just going to click over here in the gray area. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to go to tracks, and I'm going to say stereo track to mono. And now you can see that we have the file is now broken into a single track file, and we now don't have all of the red. Now we can see in this file there are definite breaks in the audio, so I'll expand that. And so what Audacity or what VoiceThread has done in that file is they've actually put in, it's a 4 to 6 second break in between depending on the pause at the beginning of each audio file. And so we'd have a definite easy way that we can break this file into separate sections so we can export them. So what we're going to use the analyze function in Audacity, and I'm going to come up here and click on analyze, and I want to do a silence finder. So it pops up the silence finder. I know that by playing with this a little bit that there's a minimum of 4 seconds in between each one of those slides. So I'm going to say the minimum duration is 4 seconds. So let's just put a 4 in there. And then I want my label to be placed about 1 second before the end because it's a long break. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click OK. And you'll notice that Audacity has now done some analysis, and it's put what's called a label down on the label track for each one. So we have a label at the beginning for that blank space, and then notice we have a label in between each one of those songs. So the first thing we want to do is we want to make sure we scroll across and look to see that there is a label in every single one of those large breaks. And if there's labels in the middle of something that you know it's not a large break, then you can actually delete those labels and leave them as are. So this one looks pretty good. It's found all my breaks the way I wanted. I don't want a label at the end because I don't want to actually name this last label and create a file out of it. So I'm just going to click next to that S, which is kind of the default name for a label. And then you can edit those names if you like. But I'm just going to hit backspace twice, and that label is now gone. So now I've got all my breaks put into the file. Now what I want to do is I'm going to export the file, and I'm going to just have Audacity automatically break it into multiple files. So I'm going to come up here and do File. I'm going to click on Export Multiple. And first thing we want to set is we're going to definitely make it MP3 files, and of course you can set the options on the quality. I've set these down fairly low so it makes small file sizes. Then we want to split the files based on a label. We don't want to include that audio before the first one, so we don't check that. And then over here we can actually add a file name prefix for each file that's going to be saved out, and then it will add a number at the end of it. In this particular case, it took the name of the file that I pulled out of VoiceThread, and so it automatically puts that in. I'm going to just remove the iPod bit at the end. And we know that this is Module 1, Lecture 1. And so now I'm just going to put in slide with another dash. Then it will actually say Module 1, Lecture 1, Slide 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., etc. So I've already set where I'm going to export to, and I'm just going to say export. And then you'll notice that it's processing and it's pulling in each one of those files and it's converting it into an individual MP3 file. And when it's all done, we'll get a little window that pops up showing us all of the files that we've now created. So we know that each one of these has been created, slide 1 up through slide 19. In this particular case, this presentation did have 19 slides in it, so we do have an audio file for each slide, and I click OK. And that's how easy it is to split files out from a single large file into multiple small files. I hope you found this useful.